Hello there. Thank you very much for joining us again today. My name is Dakmo Aruajoy. Today, we thought we should look at the federal government social investment programs. Under that, we have, they said they've been paying 5,000 naira to the vulnerable people, the poor in the society, from the conditional cash transfer. And also, there is the Empower program. And also there is the government enterprise and empowerment program whereby soft loans will be given to people from 10,000 naira to around 100,000 naira. And not forgetting also the national homegrown school feeding program. So all these are just under the social investment program, which the APC government did promise. This gentleman today will be doing this discussion with me. I have Ibrahim Oshinowo, a public affairs analyst. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
And also I have Dr. KOLA, CHRISTWEALTH, is a business innovation and entrepreneurship expert. Thank you very much, KOLA, for joining us.
Thank you.
Dr. CHRISTWEALTH. Let me start with you, Mr. Oshinowo, Honorable Oshinowo. What do you think? It seems the government now is keeping up to his word, but do you think this is just a mirage or something that has really started in earnest?
Good morning, viewers, and Happy New Year. I think the government has, they've commenced their plans in the right direction. Those promises made during the electoral campaign has been, we don't expect them to, to come out in full force during the first budget year when the APC government assumed office. And I believe all the other programs, social programs promised during the electoral campaign will be fitting into the second, the Q2 budget, which is coming up with a budget of the new budget for 2017.
Budget of growth and recovery.
And recovery.
7.298 trillion, right?
That's a fantastic one. But let me come back to the question. The program, be on the 5,000 naira stipend, I want you to use that word, for a poorest of the poor. This is not a new thing. In the West, you have people who are homeless, who are poorest of the poor as well. They get all these incentives from government. This can come in terms of subsidy, in terms of transportation subsidy, food subsidy, medical subsidy, and all that. These are fantastic ideas that are new innovations. I've been hearing views from political class, from the Business Investment and Trade and Investment Association that I strongly belong to. And they are saying, some will say, this is a fantastic idea. Some will say, no, this is not a lovely idea. This can be channeled through probably a bank of investment in Nigeria. Let's use what is it called? BOI. BOI. Honestly, I've not been happy with BOI. My dear brother, who has been a former colleague who is working there, he's trying his best. But BOI is definitely out of his mandate. The core mandate to target the first investment plan of ordinary Nigerians is not there. In BOI, I have received a lot of memos, a lot of white papers on assessing facilities from BOI. Ordinary Nigerians who are selling, who are making small businesses like probably you are doing soap, salt, package of toilet rolls and all that. A lot of them will say they cannot meet the requirement.
But apparently, I think the BOI will be incorporated into the Government Enterprise and Empowerment Program, the GEEP.
That is another mistake. Honestly, if I'm to advise any part of the government, that's another mistake. BOI, I will not support at any point in time a merger of any form with BOI.
We'll go deeper into that, but let me just get from the surface. What do you think, Dr. CHRISTWEALTH? Is this a laudable or a laudable achievement? As some people are saying, no, this is just a propaganda.
First, I'd like to greet Nigerians. Happy New Year. And my prayer is that this year will be the best that we've ever spent, but it will not be the last. Yes. As good as the benefit of that 5,000 stipend may sound, I believe it's not going to help Nigeria as a nation, neither is it going to help Nigerians. It might not even get to the people that are targeted.
The poor people.
The poor people that are targeted.
But if it gets to them, will it
Even
help?
if it gets to them, what will 5,000 naira do? It will really not help. You know, I was listening to the view of one of the young people interviewed some days ago, and it says 5,000 naira. If I spend X amount as transport fare from this location to that other location, you know, where would that 5,000 naira take me? I believe what the government should really be thinking about are projects that will generate employment. And you know, when there is employment, when there are avenues, where there are businesses, industries, projects that generate employment, there are multiplier effects. Even those people that are counted as being vulnerable will be affected by the positive multiplier effects of such projects.
But don't let us forget, that's just one phase of the social investment program. We have because I told you we have the GEP, the Government Enterprise and Empowerment Program, whereby loans will be given to people. And we have the Empire, whereby 30,000 naira will be given to 200,000.
For me, I believe...
And also you have the homegrown school feeding program, which will give even employment to other people.
Most of these projects, as laudable as they sound, will fail. Quote me.
Right.
We've had similar projects in the past, and it has never really helped us. I think what will help are sectoral development banks.
What do you think it will fail?
Sectoral development banks will help. If sectoral development banks that are private driven, any public government driven project in this country hardly ever succeed.
Okay.
If we have sectoral banking, sectoral development banking projects, like in China, for instance, you find construction banks, you find education banks, you find agriculture banks, you know, different sector to have development, you know, instead of what we have now, the BOI. The BOI is trying its best, but I also want other development, sectoral development banks that are privately driven. All these banks can solve these problems. The banks will solve these problems because, one, they are going to do their due diligence.
But the government will provide the funds.
The government can provide...
And they will now channel the funds to the people.
Yes.
Okay.
The government can provide a bulk of the fund, not necessarily all the funds.
Okay, and that's why you are against the project. Right?
I'm absolutely against any government intervention, direct intervention project. Because it's going to be hijacked.
And you still insist 5,000 naira won't do anything?
It will not even help us. It's like plunging us deeper into poverty.
You think so?
Yes, into poverty, because it's going to be hijacked. Some few people are going to take this money out of the country, and what is going to...
Because the argument, I'll go to you, but let me state something. Yes. The argument is 5,000 naira to 1 million people, 1 million households. We give 5 billion naira monthly. And that's 60 billion annually.
You know, initially what was planned, except I'm wrong, it was to target 25 million Nigerians.
Yes,
that was the initial plan.
Yes.
25 million Nigerians would have meant 125 billion naira and 1.5 trillion annually into the drain. Channel that 1.5 trillion or 125 billion per month to sectoral development.
Sorry, please, let me take it to him.
And see the multiplier effect.
He has to there. He said they need to channel these via, what's it called? The
when
private
jobs are created.
Sectorial bank. And again, 5,000 naira won't do anything.
Let me be honest with you, Doctor. I'm absolutely not agree. I'm not going to agree with few statements that you have mentioned. Like, for instance, I have a very tremendous, decades over banking experience, and I strongly base my profession on trade and investment. Let me just capture you. In a recession, where you have recession biting so hard on the populace, what the government, as a responsible government, needs to do is to soften the poor and the poorest of the poor. Because in recession, the middle class and the upper class hardly feel, or directly or indirectly, they will never feel the recession impact. The first people who are going to benefit from the recession hampers are going to be the poor. And that's the principle of macroeconomy. I've said severally on this on programs and even including TVC that Emefiele is not a good economist. Look,
the governor of the central
the
bank.
governor of the central bank is not a good. And I'm ready to lay out my own plans and budgeting system on how to approach microeconomy and recession period. One, if you are saying what Doctor has articulated, it's a fantastic and laudable point. But to the political class who are witnessing the daily feedback from the poor, they will have a different view. All these discussions, all these points, lovely in the boardroom. I appreciate that. That can be discussed in the boardroom. You know, when I'm home and on tie, of course we'll speak a lot of grammar. But I'm telling you, I know how much I spent this last Christmas. People that I can give 2,000. I said, if they call me that, Honorable, what's going on? I said, I don't have 2,000. I have 500. They say, please bring it.
So you're saying 5,000 and I will go.
I'm coming. I'm still, please let me
come also because I need to go on a short break. When I come back, I'll let you continue for where you stopped. Don't go anywhere, please.